Hey, hey, hey. Hey. So, short chit chat with Miss J. Let's just make it real quick and simple. It's going to be a few minutes. I don't want to do too much. But I just wanted to make this short piece to say my piece before part 2 of episode 2, the visual version on YouTube, comes out. And the topic is the lack of understanding in the man or the male, especially the black male, and what they want and how they appreciate a woman. And that's what women, we're prone to ignore. It's okay for them to have to know what we want, but we don't take the time to know what they want. Because 9 times out of 10, that first conversation when they like, yeah, I need a woman who is beautiful and successful and got her own money, bring her own shit to the table. 9 times out of 10, they don't really care. Especially if he's a man who earns his own money. They don't care. To them, your value is how many people you slept with. Now, as many times as you can believe that a man who has slept with many women, hundreds of women, would have an opinion about how many men you sleep with, believe me, they do. They do. So a man wants a woman who is submissive in the way that she is coachable. She can be led without having to be the leader. She doesn't contradict her man directly based on what he says or does, especially in the face of the public. She's not combative. Although that's our natural instinct as women. We are naturally groomed to question the motives of a man. But if these guys who I have been listening to, Marvin Gaines and his crew, if they were all wrong, right? I want you ladies to kind of take a look back at your past. Look back over all the information you have ever been given. One of the very first things you are taught as a woman, as a young lady, as a young girl, as a baby, as a child, as a female, is to hold on to your virginity. It is your virtue. It is virtuous for you to be a virgin because you are looked at as highly valuable in the eyes of a man. It matters. So the fact that you feel like because they're out here cheating, you can go out here and cheat. And I mean, at the end of the day, if that's how you feel about it, tick for tat, and you cheating when they cheating, that's fine. But your value drops, not theirs, because it doesn't count for them. Their value drops if they're broke. Their value drops if they're punks. Their value drops if they can't protect and provide for you and lead like a man. So for us, their value drops at that point. But let's be clear, if a man can provide and protect you, and be that man for you, it doesn't matter if he's the finest man in the world or the ugliest man in the world. Trust and believe you're going to take what you're getting. Don't get me wrong, though, because attraction is very important to both sides, men and women. But ladies, I want us to understand that, yes, ultimately, we have the vaginas and we are the ones who control who comes in and out of it. However, the men are technically the prize. I mean, we are beautiful. We are creatures of desire. Women are creatures of desire. We are desired, and that's a fact. But the bottom line is the men are the prize. They have the semen to make babies. Although we carry them, without the semen, there would be no carrying of the babies. Even if you got artificially inseminated, you need semen. Have you ever seen a baby born without semen? I mean, besides the baby Jesus, but that was once in a lifetime. That's an exception to the rule, and the rules have no exceptions. So that's my point, though. Like, so we want to be able to have an open mind to be able to understand that the way we think, ladies, is wrong. And we have to be open to that. And we have to be able to change it. We have to be able to get a good sense of the people, the men that we want in our lives. This is why, it don't work with guys who are not on the level we want them to be. Like, if we could say, yeah, I brought the whole table before. So, yeah, he wanted me. He stayed around for 8 years. But he did because you were his stability. But how many arguments did you guys have? How happy were you providing for that man? How many arguments have you had with him, asking him, when are you going to get up and go get a damn job? When are you going to pay one of these bills? When are you going to buy these kids some shoes? When are you going to do for this household like I do? Right? So that's going to start the argument. That's going to go on for years and years. You're going to be unhappy. He's going to be unhappy. He's not settled and stable. You're not settled and stable. And on that front, at some point, eventually, it's going to be over. Then both of you lose. And God forbid you have kids because now they lose. And so we need to be able to take accountability for our own minds and the things that we think in the way that we were programmed to think. Ladies, we were programmed to believe that we have to be independent in this new day in life, which if you are independent and you are grinding and doing your thing, that's all fine and good, but you still have to be able to maintain that femininity. You still have to be able to be submissive at some point. You still have to be able to let the man be the man of the household. How many times do you feel like he not really no man? How many times you with your girlfriend and you complaining about your man? Trust and believe me, if you don't hear it from him, he does complain about it, and he does plan on going somewhere else. And you can say as many times as you want, he ain't going nowhere, or he can leave, I don't care, I'm good. And that's fine, and you might be financially good on your own, but you will still be unhappy and unfulfilled in your love life. So I'm just saying it's worth the change. It's worth the thought of change. Like, you have to be able to even just think about it. Learn about it. Understand it. Even if you don't agree with it. But these are men. The man is telling you exactly what they want. And if we're not open to hearing it and accepting it, we're going to constantly have failed relationships. And even if you're married and arguing every day, you are still unhappy, and so is he. Men don't want to argue with you, especially a man that's providing for his household. So I say all of that to say is that, we can be tough cookies and we can be combative and we can make our own money, but we're going to give off masculine energy. And if you can be that boss ass person and hold on to your femininity, great, awesome. But you gotta be able to understand that holding on to your femininity means that at some point you're gonna be able to have to let the man lead the home and make the choices, the final choice. And you have to be okay with that. Otherwise, you're just gonna be in the same cycle. You ever feel like your life been in a cycle? Like it's just around and around, whether you with the same person or a different person? Something to think about, ladies. But catch part 2, episode 2 of the understanding of the male species, and keep tuning in to Chit Chat with Miss J. I love you guys. Make sure you love me back. Mwah.